baby left me on a UFO. She couldn't wait to lift off and go. I couldn't stand to see her cry. I couldn't stand to be the reason why. And all the spaceships flying saucers, still can't believe that I really lost her. And all the spaceships flying saucers, still can't believe that I really lost her. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to That's Not Normal, It's Paranormal, Season 2, Bigger, Better Than Better. Big T here in the lair with Dawn up there in the Valley of the Black-Eyed Children. What's up, Dawn?
Oh, not much, just trying to survive this very dark alleyway.
They're going to
I
come
got,
get you eventually.
I'm filming in a new area. I got the lights off. I got the moon shining through the window. Trying to set the vibe.
Vibe for the kids to get you. Get you when
Well,
you least expect it.
well, if they knock on my window now, they better be like 10 foot tall or flying. So
Wouldn't that be even worse when you got like a black-eyed kid with giantism or something, or they're huge?
I'd like to
Yeah.
think I'd like to think it's really just 30 of them on top of each other in a trench coat.
That's how they'll fool you. They'll come up there like an ice cream truck,
got
take
like
you
a
away.
got like a little mustache drawn on their finger, and then they put it above their lip. If I didn't have a mustache, I think I'd get that tatted on me, so I can have a mustache finger. Anytime I mean business, I just bring out my finger, put it to my lip, and just start talking business.
Yeah, it's gotta have some sharp curly points to it.
Yeah, you could save money. You never have to trim your beard.
Well, I thank everybody for hopefully who listens to this and our wonderful UK fans that have popped up here recently.
Yeah, we like the UK and Scotland. There's some Scotland fans. We appreciate you.
For everybody new that's downloaded here recently, especially the ones across the pond that have popped up, which is very interesting. I know we haven't put out one of these in a while, and we're definitely, I know we said it last time, but we already have discussed the schedule. We're going to start pre-planning some episodes. I had a lot of technical difficulties. We were talking before this. My PC with all our information on it shit the bed.
But see, that's all in the past. It's season 2. Amazon Prime renewed us. iHeartRadio wanted to sponsor us. We had to turn it down because we had so many downloads on there. And yeah, it's a brand new season with a bunch of content. I'm super into space this year, so I cannot promise you that I'm going to try to push Big T into a bunch of space. I'm
Well,
also
perfectly fine. I think it's probably been a hot minute since we had a good UFO or alien story.
I'm paranoid as hell right now with all the space stuff I've been watching.
You gonna get abducted by the gray men?
I ain't worried about that. It's the other stuff. The stuff we're doing here on Earth and stuff that black holes and alternate universes. And I tell you what, I went down the rabbit hole. I'll just put it that way.
Did you go down the rabbit hole or did you go down the black hole?
I went down the black hole. But so listen, I have I didn't go down the right way. Like I wanted to jump into the middle of it so I can make it to an alternate universe, but I was on the edge and I got scattered into little tiny spaghetti pieces. Is what happened to me.
Little circular pieces like some spaghettios,
Yeah,
ginger
they
flavored spaghettios.
they said it's like noodles, but it was more like spaghettios. It was like SpongeBob spaghettios.
Ah,
I look like Patrick Star getting sucked into it.
well, we
have a few things to discuss. Some interesting stuff. Don's going to tell us about some cursed song as the dogs howl at the black-eyed kids that are creeping up on Don.
I
Uh,
it's actually just a really giant raccoon because I keep leaving my trash on the porch and instead of putting it in the trash bin. And now this raccoon thinks he lives here. And I forget what I named him. Oh, I named him Bartholomew. So
Bartholomew.
he's a pretty cool
The
dude.
question is it really a raccoon?
Oh, it's a giant raccoon. I'm gonna tell you now. It might be a raccoon bear or something. I mean, it's huge.
Or you're giving it all that trash to eat?
I mean, he's bigger than my dog. Like he's he is one big ass raccoon.
Trophy-sized raccoon.
One day I'm going to pet him. I got a possum too. Possum's big too. I'd like to think they like play paper rock scissors to decide who's going to eat my trash when I leave it on the porch.
So I've never heard of it before, but if you get bit by a raccoon, would you possibly turn into a were raccoon?
I
Instead of a werewolf,
wish
be a were raccoon?
like Diablo should have came up with that.
I have a
Hey,
feeling that you would look like the Repo Man from the old WWF era. Besides the like black mask, it would just be like your face would be black, like a raccoon.
yeah, I mean he had the brown trench coat and everything. Yeah, you just turn into the Repo Man. He was clearly a raccoon bear.
Oh, were raccoon.
Yeah, we're a raccoon. I'm
Why don't
all
you go ahead and
in.
tell us about this cursed song? We were going to originally do an episode, I guess we call it last season. Uh, then my computer took a dump, and you were getting adjusted to your new work schedule because we're just regular Joes, slave to the grind, the American dream and all.
Yeah, I've followed my full potential now because I work the graveyard shift. I listen to creepy stuff all night, and so when I get depressed, you listen to The Cure, you go some MCR, The Used, emo music, or you can listen to this curse song, put it on your playlist. Hopefully, you survive it. Um, it's
Tell us
also
about this cursed song.
this curse song is a banger. I'm gonna tell you that now, and it is called "Gloomy Sunday" or the Hungarian Suicide Song. So in 1933, a 34-year-old Hungarian pianist and composer. Now I'm going to butcher this name, but his name is like Rizzo Cerise. So it was a breakup song. His woman left him. He was depressed. It was depression stuff. Its titled is like I don't even know how to say it, but Viege of Villanakla. What I
But
can't.
JJ, what?
Yeah. So, anyways, it translates to end of the world, and not the REM. It's the end of the world. Maybe that is it. I don't know. But so he made this song, and it has supposedly inspired not thousands. I'm exaggerating that, but hundreds of suicides. And the lyrics was actually written by a poet and they're full of nothing but despair. Okay, it was over a doomed love affair, and I got the lyrics here. I can sing some fancy lyrics for you. Let me
You gotta watch some copyright strikes now.
listen. I'm not going to sing it in tune, but I'll sing it like a poet on poet night. And so it'll be like, there'll be flowers for you, flowers and a coffin. Under the blossoming trees, it'll be my last journey. My eyes will be open so that I can see you for a last time. Don't be afraid of my eyes. I'm blessing you, even in my death. So, pretty much the premise is the guy like loses his woman and he believes that suicide is the best way to prove how much he loves his partner. So, Romeo and Juliet ish. And
Besides, he wants her to look at his creepy eyes as he's the corpse.
yeah, pretty much. And they like so they had some of the suicides, like they would say people died holding on to like lyrics of this song. Um, they died like jumping into waters, just like pretty much it was the place like the place was in a depression anyways. And then this song came on and it pushed them over the edge, supposedly. And like one point it said a guy killed himself because he couldn't get the song out of his head. Now I don't know how true that is, but I find that I mean, suicide is not funny. But that is literally something we'd say in this day and age when like Rebecca Black Friday song comes on. Man, I'm gonna kill myself if I listen to this song again.
Or anything on a country music station.
Unless it's from the 90s or 80s or 70s. I like that country.
Yeah, older country is fine.
Especially some Tracy Lawrence. I know you're listening out there. um, but so it's like it was banned. It was banned from radio. They wouldn't play it no more. And then Billie Holiday covered the song. And that brought a new wave of suicides. And it was banned in BBC radio. And it was not lifted until 2002. Now, you're probably like, well, if the guy made the song, did he commit suicide? Yes, twice. I know that sounds weird. So he actually jumped out of a window to kill himself, and it did not work. He survived. So in the hospital, he choked himself to death with a wire. And then the woman who the song is about also took her life. And you can actually find it anywhere. There's actually been a bunch of bands that like, I won't say a bunch of bands that covered it, but there's like quite a few. One of them is pretty interesting because I don't know who the associates are. I didn't listen to their version, but they released the album. They released an album with the cover of that song. The lead singer of that band actually killed themselves in 1997.
So death just follows the song around.
Exactly. Now they actually made a movie about it. I didn't know that until tonight, or I might have watched it before we did this podcast. But there's a movie called The Kovac Box, and apparently throughout the whole movie, this song plays. So, I mean, you might want to brace yourself if you believe in cursed songs.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody's actually committed suicide from watching the movie.
I don't know. It didn't say nothing about it, but I mean, if the song, I don't know if maybe it's like the original version that's cursed, or you know what I mean. I don't know if someone else sang it for the movie, but you can find it on Spotify. I mean, if you're curious, look it up, or don't look it up. It's up to you. I mean,
very interesting.
So I feel like at this point, I know like we haven't done a lot of episodes, but I couldn't help but laugh the other day or tonight even because I was looking through our comments and I didn't realize how many times I've cursed you guys. Like every topic I bring up is cursed.
It's been a few times because there's the one Japanese story too.
Yeah, and then there was another one we did that like I think I cursed us too. So
those black-eyed kids are coming for you, man. I'm telling you.
I don't know what they're barking at. I don't worry about it at this point. My house is probably haunted, but I don't know it because I just sleep through it because I'm like, they bark at everything.
I mean, I'm in a haunted place almost every day, which is my job.
Yeah.
Which is always interesting.
Oh, so I didn't get to tell you this. So this is like you're hearing this just as fresh as everyone else.
Breaking news.
The other night, so I won't say like what hospital or whatever, but so on one of the floors, there was a bunch of nurses, right? And they're rolling this ball down the hallway. supposedly there's a ghost and they were playing ball with the ghost.
Nice. I mean, hospital would be a perfect place for a ghost. A lot of people die there.
Well, and like I kept being like, hey, let's bring a Ouija board. And the one guy I work with is like super religious, not super religious, but he's like, he's not into that stuff. Like that stuff freaks him out. And he's like, shut the fuck up, Don. Like, I don't fucking want to hear that shit. So then I kept talking about it all night. I'm like, well, let's go on down there and stir up shit.
Well, you got to be careful with the Ouija board thing. I feel it's possible you could open things or draw attention to things that you don't want to draw attention to.
But to get good at it, you got to start somewhere.
You should have took your phone down there and just recorded an EVP session and see if you got anything.
I should have. Like, I don't know if it was poor contracting or if there's actually a ghost, but it was pretty cool because the ball would come back. So,
Well, see, it's very possible because I actually have a lady who works part time where I work at. Again, just for good disclosure, we're not going to name exactly where we work at. Just, it is what it is. But she works over there towards the same place that you work at. And she was telling me that she got spooked one day and she's okay with the paranormal stuff. And it wasn't like something was really trying to scare her, it just startled her. She was
yeah.
working in her office. She does like the secretary work. And she was in her office just kind of minding her own, doing stuff. And she just happened to, like, for some reason, something drew her attention to look to her right. And like she looked to her right and just seen uh like early teenage girl just standing there in her office, and then it just vanished.
Well, that's fun.
She said I was wearing like clothes you'd recognize from probably like the 30s. So,
see, I've never seen like anything like that, and I don't know how I'd react. I think it'd be cool. It'd be interesting.
well, you were stoked when we caught EVPs when we did the Slenderation Tunnel.
Yeah, I was. I honestly didn't think we'd catch anything. So
Yeah, I've seen things out of the corner of my eyes, and I've seen one full body apparition when I was a kid, uh, which was that of my grandmother. Uh, that was a different situation. Not like you were. I wasn't expecting it, but it wasn't startling.
yeah,
Most of that stuff would be startling if you're in a place like you're working somewhere, or you're just out randomly somewhere, or investigating somewhere, and see something like that would startle you.
yeah, because you'd be like, "What the fuck? What are you doing here?" I actually, I actually, so because I don't eat lunch until like 2 a.m. in the morning, I'll go to my car and like it's relaxing because like I'll go to my car and eat and like watch the sky and stuff. Like I always I hope to like see something. You know what I mean? Like I might not see anything, but it's cool just like maybe there's a possibility I see something.
Oh yeah.
Unless I get abducted and corn on the cob gets shoved up my ass. Like,
Well, obviously you know where I live at because you grew up like right above me.
yeah.
But up here sometimes the skies are pretty clear, so I look all the time. So, and we were talking before we started this, and like I told you, I'm no astronomer or trained in anything like that when it comes to space or anything like that. But a few months ago, like I was telling you, I stepped outside to have a cigarette right outside the lair here, and I know where the Northern Star is because it shines brighter and it's easy to spot. There's just another. You would just assume a star, but there wasn't a bunch of stars out that night, but you can see the Northern Star. But right below it to the left, there was another like star, not moving, but just as bright as the Northern Star, which is really awkward because it's normally always the brightest one. There's
Yeah.
really no other stars really shining through. So I don't know what it was. I mean, I know sometimes we get in certain rotations where you can kind of see like other planets. Normally they're just like real small, stuff like that. So I don't know. Could have been something natural. Could have been something supernatural. I don't know. It's interesting. You never know what you might see.
And that's the best part. That's the best part about life.
Sure is.
I was going to say something, but then like Tom Hanks would come sue us, and he's probably a Scientologist. And I mean, he's not, I don't think, but still, I don't trust him.
Yeah.
I like Toy Story, though. Toy Story is a good movie.
And so everybody knows we are planning on doing some outings in the future here, especially since the weather's, well, it's rained like the last week on and off. But since it's not cold or shit outside, uh, try to go out and do some investigations. We definitely want to head back up the Flint Tunnel sometime. And while we're on that topic of non-investigations and stuff, if everybody could say some kind words, keeping your nice thoughts. We mentioned before about the old Bigfoot lady, our friend Tammy, who went with us to Flint Tunnel. She's been having a little bit of some health difficulties. We won't go into any details. But if you just keep her thoughts and stuff so she can get healthy so we can get back out there and do some hunting and get her here. She will be on season 2, guarantee.
Yeah.
Talk about her history of Bigfoot hunting experiences and everything Bigfoot.
She's probably gonna be like the saving grace to season 2. You guys are gonna be like, oh man, this season's lame. And then all of a sudden Tammy comes on, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm glad I listened to this season.
Yeah, she has a lot of interesting stories. I keep in regular contact with her. She comes to where I work at time to time. She's just having a little bit of health issues. So if everybody just kind of keep her in your thoughts, and if you're religious folk, you keep her in your prayers, be appreciated.
Yeah. Send her some good vibes.
Yeah, there you go. But she will be back with us to do some outings. We're going to plan on doing. Believe it or not, for the first time, we're probably going to actually start scheduling some stuff, which is odd for us because we're fly by the seat of your pants kind of fellows. But we hope to have some more pictures and videos and hopefully capture some stuff. Like to go visit a few places, and I think it'd be really fun.
And
maybe Don, we could get Tammy to take us out for a Bigfoot hunt.
yeah. And I'm going to give him a hug. Because I guarantee you, Bigfoot probably gives some good hugs.
Or he just rips you apart.
That's a possibility. I don't know if you've ever seen Willow Creek, but he like kills the men and rapes the women. And they have off breeds, and that is how more Bigfoots are born. So hopefully that's not the case. But if you haven't seen that movie, that's a pretty good movie. I probably just ruined
I
it.
think we need to take, if we get to go with her. I feel like we need to take Rolo out there. I feel like he could talk to it.
He probably could. Yeah, he definitely could talk to Bigfoot.
Yeah. Being from the mountain and everything, he could probably speak Bigfoot. Shout out to Rolo, who will be listening to this because he's been wondering about the podcast too. And I appreciate a lot of the people reaching out and asking us about it. Because we've been slacking for like the last, 6 months?
Yeah.
Don't you worry. season 2 is going to be wonderful. Actually, after this recording, we are going to discuss some future episodes and try to schedule some stuff. Isn't that right, Don?
Yep, yep, and we're going to try to do a schedule and be fancy. So,
Yeah.
and
So
while we're talking about this, all right, I'm excited, Troy. I cannot wait anymore. I got to tell that fucking UFO story.
oh, we've been waiting. I've been dragging it on. We got to tease you a little bit.
I'm excited for you guys to hear this story. All right. So, as of last year, we actually did real UFO reports. Now, these are what's actually on the site. They're reported. This is how it's worded. I didn't change anything. So, whatever's in this report is whatever the person actually said in the report. All right. This one's a little recent. I mean, it's not super recent, but it's kind of recent. 5/4/21, Oak Hill, West Virginia. The shape, circle. Duration, 10 minutes. Characteristics: there were lights on the object. The object emitted other objects. The object emitted beams. There were electrical or magnetic effects. This is a possible UFO abduction, our first abduction one, so that had me excited. And of course, missing time was experienced. Marks found on body afterwards. So, a little after midnight, at a resort in West Virginia, by God, West Virginia, was outside in a hot tub relaxing. This is where it gets fun. Had 3 beers. I had a drink koozie, which the drink koozie is the star of this story. The beer had a drink koozie around it, the one I was drinking. Started to notice some strange beams of light around our cabin. Beams of light started to hit the trees around us. We never got out of the hot tub. A car pulls into the road and stops in front below our cabin. They seem confused as the passenger gets out to look our direction as if they're seeing something we aren't. As we are looking at them, the light beams get brighter, then shoots away. The passenger gets back into the car and they drive away. Like I said, we never got out of the hot tub, but my drink koozie is missing, as if we were taken out of the hot tub and put back, but not as we were found. The koozie was not found until the next morning by the tree that had been flashing with a bright beam the night before. I believe we were 100% visited by aliens. Time was missing, and our drink koozie being out of the place was a giveaway. Marks on my body were found the next day as well.
Man, if that beer cozy could talk.
I'm excited about the beer koozie. Like they had missing time and all this, and he was drinking, but because his beer koozie was out by the trees, he knew.
I wonder how much, like, if the story is not true, I wonder how much, like, LSD this guy was on.
He was on nothing. If there's a koozie involved, that story is 100% true. You don't mess with a man's koozie.
Did it give a description of it? Like, I hope it was something that was like you know how some places tell there's ones where it's basically just like a meme.
Well, I know Monster, he always used the Captain Catfeesh Dale Earnhardt one. And then I got one from, oh, who was it? I got another one. And I mean, you protect that stuff. You don't let someone steal your koozie.
Like, imagine if it was like straight up just a meme, and there's like aliens were studying it, like it was some kind of like relic of the times, and it's just like uh Raise Hell, Praise Dale or something.
I like to think they saw Dell on a koozie and was like, well, we better not mess with them.
This must be their god.
I love it.
Or just like Chuck Norris on a unicorn or something.
Yeah. Or I've been a big Charles Bronson fan lately. So it's like Charles Bronson on in like a fucking Ford Pinto. Like huge fan of Charles Bronson lately. Go watch his movies. They're amazing.
Yeah, you've been on quite the horror film kick. You always post on Facebook about it.
Yeah, so I am watching pretty much every Amityville ever. And it's a ride. It's a ride. I'm not saying they're good because they're not, but some of them are decent. I watch Amityville 1992. It's about time. That title alone wins it as my favorite Amityville. Now Amityville in space, skip it. Trash, trash.
As are most horror films that have a in space in them.
No, no, no. Hey, Hellraiser in space, good. Jason X in space, it's all right. Leprechaun in space, masterpiece. So I am excited. I I've been watching, like I said, I've been watching like all kinds of stupid shit, all kinds.
As you always do. That's what makes it interesting.
um, but I do want to say something before like we go any further because this episode had to deal. We did do it on suicide and stuff. I do think that anybody that has like being serious for a moment, if you do have any, depression or whatever, and you're thinking of stuff like, get a hold of your friend, get a hold of suicide hotline, get a hold of, anybody that'll listen to you and get the help you need.
Yeah, it's it's a rough thing. A lot of people deal with depression and stuff like that. I myself have it as well, but always reach out. We'll be sure to share number on our Facebook for a suicide hotline, uh, just in case. It's a touchy subject. Everything we do here normally is in good fun and stories and enjoyment of paranormal stuff, but is a sensitive subject and a serious one. Uh, so always reach out, and for those of you, if you know somebody struggling, just reach out and check on them.
Yeah, I mean, I know we joked about it in this episode, but, in all seriousness, if you need help or whatever, you can even reach out to us. Like, me or me and Big T, like we're always there, or, we're get help. Just, talk to someone. Don't, reach out.
Yeah. But on a other notes here, want to thank everybody for who stuck around and people who've downloaded here recently and have downloaded before. We are sorry about the long delay as we're going to get back on track here. We do
Okay.
appreciate everybody listening.
I got the simplest way to put this. We're back, baby.
We're back, baby.
So,
but Donnie, where can everybody find this podcast to listen to if they want to tell their friends?
oh, you can follow us on Podbean. You can go to Spotify. You can go to iHeartRadio. You can go to TuneIn Radio. If I get off my lazy ass, YouTube. Pretty much anywhere you can get podcasts. The only one we're not on is Apple, and that's just because of like our image, like our graphic. Like I've been having a fight with them over it. So, anyways, you can pretty much reach us anywhere. We're even on Amazon Prime. I think we're even on Prime. So pretty much you can find us anywhere. Give us a like, give us a follow. We're on Facebook, Instagram. Instagram, I don't post a whole lot. Sometimes I do. Like I'll post today because we made a episode, but I what else are we on? You can send us an email, send us your ghost photos, your space photos, send us your Bigfoot photos, send us your kitty photos and dog photos.
Any stories, experiences you have, anything you'd want to hear on the podcast, and I'll go ahead with the email because I know Don has no idea what the email is.
Yeah, no idea.
It's NNPN. Oh, and I just had a brain fart and I completely forgot it. I'm going to be talking to you.
I was going to say, I don't know what it is. NNPN podcast at gmail.com. Is that it?
Oh, yep, that's it.
Came through.
Yeah, I was in the middle of it and just completely lost it. Yes, it's NNPN podcast at gmail.com. You can send us an email. I do try to get on and check it. It's been a couple weeks since I've checked it, to be honest. But since we're getting back into the swing of things, if you have any comments or anything there, we do go through. I don't know about you, Don, but I like to go through, especially on Podbean, and look for comments because we have gotten comments on there. A lot of times, I know you run a lot of the like Instagram and stuff. Even though you're older than me, I'm too old for that. But I like to go on there, check on stuff. We'll be making a lot more posts and stuff on our Facebook, so we're probably the most active. So when we go to put out new episodes, we'll have them on there. When we go out and about to do some things, we'll post them on there as well.
And huge shout out, Captain Catfeesh. Thank you for letting us use your music. And thanks to George for making us those sweet t-shirts. And thank you for all of your listeners that support us. And thanks, you know what, UK, thank you for supporting us when we haven't been making episodes.
Our friends from across the pond. But I have one thing to say here. This goes for people in the UK, people here in America, or any country you listen to. Let this be world known. If you're ever out and about, having fun, drinking, maybe you're in a jacuzzi, if something happens and your koozie is missing, it's possible that that's not normal. It's paranormal.
I'm seeing shit that's burned my brain. Won't go away, and I'm pretty sure it's staying. 'Cause it stays, and it's strange. Only feel good in the fall. Cartoons, yeah, they help it subside. Don't wanna think about when we die. It's alright, it's only at night. Only feel good in the fall.
Now it does over here.